Hello all, myself Dipankar Nankani from Department of CSE, IIT Guwahati, India. Today I am going to present my paper Cardiac Abnormality Detection from Multi-Channel ECG Signals using Feature-Fused Parallel CNN Gap Model. In this paper, the aim is to detect cardiac abnormalities from multi-channel ECG using a parallel CNN gap network, and the proposed method also incorporates clinical features such as patient age, gender, and their heartbeat features to improve the performance. The model achieved a score of 0.36, 0.41, 0.41, 0.45, and 0.59 for 12, 6, 4, 3, and 2 lead versions of the test set on the modified accuracy metric. The work was performed as part of the Physionet Sync Challenge 2021. So, the cardiovascular diseases such as arrhythmia are a leading cause of death worldwide, and detecting these arrhythmias before their occurrence helps in risk stratification, medical assistance, and patient treatment. The 12-lead ECG is acquired non-invasively by placing electrodes on human body, but its limited accessibility motivates the use of reduced lead devices. However, these reduced lead devices capture limited useful information. So, this paper addresses the sync challenge to develop an automated approach to classify different cardiac abnormalities from multi-channel ECG. So, this is the methodology. The record is taken, and the record contains 12 lead ECG, their respective gains, baselines, and the age, gender of the patient with the diagnosis and the history, symptoms, and prescription by the cardiologist. During pre-processing, the leads are extracted, such as in 12 lead case 12 leads are extracted, or in 2 lead case the 2 leads are extracted, and then they are subtracted the ADC gains, the analog to digital converter gain, and the baseline to normalize the signal. Then low frequency baseline model and high frequency power line interference is removed, and the signals are resampled to 500 Hz. Why? Because the multiple data sources have been used, so different data sets were acquired using different sampling frequency, hence resampling was performed. Now, as the neural network uses a constant length signal, so all the records were segmented and 10-second segments were extracted. Then the modified limb lead 2 from all the leads was used, and R peaks were detected using Pan-Tompkins detection, and if the peaks were detected correctly, then normalized heart rate, mean square difference from RR intervals, mean QRS amplitude, and other features were calculated, and if no peaks were detected, then a zero vector was returned. So, and in addition, the age and gender features were also extracted. So all these features were incorporated into a PCNN gap network with feature classifier. And during this feature extraction stage, the average heart rate, mean square difference between RR intervals, mean QRS amplitude, Hermite polynomial coefficient, statistical features, wave amplitude based features were calculated, and the age and gender were, the age was normalized and the gender was performed with one hot encoding, and all these features are provided to the classifier. So this is the classifier that we have used here. So the 12 lead ECG is provided. For example, in 12 lead case, features are extracted through the heartbeat features are here that we calculated, and then normalized age and the one hot encoded gender. Then two branches are taken. One is the branch with longer kernels, as we can see that 19, 15, 11, and one branch uses smaller kernels, because in ECG there are larger global patterns and there are small local patterns. So this branch takes into account the larger patterns, and this one takes the smaller patterns and then combines the final features, and the features are also combined with the final encoding. And then in the last layer, 30, because total 29 cardiac abnormalities are there, and one is normal sinus rhythm with the sigmoid activation, because more than one cardiac abnormality can also be there for one ECG segment. So during the results, since the sigmoid has a threshold, so try to vary the threshold value. So while varying the threshold value, the performance metrics were recorded, and as it can be observed that for 0.1 threshold, the performance was optimum. For the challenge metric is basically a modified accuracy metric. And during testing, since one ECG record was divided into multiple segments, so averaging all the results of those segments was performed to obtain the final label, and these are the final results that were obtained. So as it can be seen that for 12 lead 0.36, and for other lead configurations also the results are presented. So the conclusion is fusing age, gender and other heartbeat features with MECG proved to be beneficial for classification for increased number of lead sets, but reduce the performance for reduced lead sets. The model with less number of trainable parameters performed better, and the more number of trainable parameters performed better for all lead configuration, that is 12 lead ECG. And the 6 lead ECG has a little bit lower performance on the 5-fold cross validation set. Well, that is not shown here, but that was one of the observations, and I would like to thank my supervisor Dr. Rashmi Datta for her help during this work, and the references are also present here. Thank you.